Welcome to this introduction to Reiki, a two-part video series answering common questions about Reiki. The first video focuses on the theme, what is it? While the second video goes into more detail for those interested in learning the practice by exploring training, ethics, and history. Hi, my name is Jeremy Fulweiler. I'm a Reiki master teacher and the founder of Wellness Beyond Words, where I integrate a number of healing arts into the practice of whole self therapy. I began my study and practice of Reiki in 1999, since that time integrating things such as the voice and shamanic journeying into Reiki healing sessions. And more recently, in 2012, I developed a program called Reiki Through Yoga, in which I integrate yoga into both the training and the practice of Reiki for self and others. This video series here, however, brings us all the way back to basics, and I hope you'll find it useful as you begin your exploration of this beautiful and simple healing art. So, what is Reiki? Well, there's a few ways of looking at it, and we'll take a moment here to start with a working definition. Reiki is a simple and potent system of healing using universal life energy to strengthen and harmonize one's natural healing abilities. During Reiki, the practitioner usually uses their hands and places them on or near the recipient, who is fully clothed and in a receptive or reclined position. That is our working definition today, but I'd like to suggest that Reiki is also an energetic experience of being in relationship with oneself, with others, and with the source of all. Through being in this relationship, the healing occurs. It's another way of looking at Reiki, and I wanted to introduce it to you here because this element of relationship, I think, is very important. But here we go, taking a moment to look at the word itself. Reiki is a Japanese word comprised of two characters, rei and ki. Rei means universally conscious, to be distinguished from individually conscious. For example, the consciousness of Reiki comes from beyond an individual, something infinitely larger. And ki, life force energy, not just the kind of energy it takes to power a light bulb or a computer, but the kind of energy it takes to power life itself, Reiki. So the ki here is similar, or actually the same thing, as what you hear in Chinese as qi or Sanskrit as prana. Also, other ways of referring to this in English are core energy and orgon. So you put Reiki, the syllables together, and you get universally conscious life force energy. I'll admit to you that sometimes I shorten this and I refer to it as universal life energy, but here you see the full translation. So what's the source? Okay, I need your help here, because what I believe as the source of the universe may not and likely isn't exactly the same thing as what you believe. But your belief around this is very important. So different people have different senses of this. For some people, it's religious. For some people, it's scientific. For others, it's metaphysical. Whatever the case, one way of putting it is that the source of Reiki is a benevolent presence, the source of all. So, if the source is not the practitioner or the individual offering Reiki, that person is acting more like a funnel, collecting and focusing this universal life energy into the recipient, the need or needs of the recipient. Beautifully here, neither the recipient nor the practitioner need to be completely clear what the need is, because remember, we're working with Reiki. It's universally conscious. So sometimes it will address things that you know need addressing. Other times it will address things that you weren't even thinking about. Sometimes it'll bring those things to the surface of your consciousness so you can continue to heal them as well in other capacities. Other times it'll take care of things sort of backstage. You may not even know that they're being addressed. So what is Reiki good for? Well, just about anything. You can see here it helps out on a number of different levels, ranging from physical through emotional, mental, energetic, and spiritual. It can help out with things such as stress or anxiety, disease, unknown concerns, also helping out with places where there's imbalances, difficulty focusing as well. But not only can Reiki help out where there's problems or concerns, it also can address where things are working well. So it can help bolster, support, strengthen, and lead to deeper insights. Before I mentioned a little bit about how it's offered, frequently through hands lightly on, over, or near the recipient's body. That's the way it's taught to practitioners at the first level. Now, some people will expand that. They may use their eyes, voice, music, or art to express Reiki as well. In the second level of Reiki training, the practitioner will learn to offer Reiki over distances. So what happens during a Reiki experience? Well, a number of different things are possible, and this will change from person to person or moment to moment. Certainly, relaxation and sensations of release are possible, but also our other impulses or sensations, images, thoughts, or emotions. And the sense of having an inner massage comes up for some people. So in contrast with a traditional massage where one's body is being manipulated or palpated with pressure, that doesn't happen in a Reiki session, but one can have the experience that places deeper within oneself are actually being massaged. So Reiki can be offered to oneself, Reiki can be offered to others. Let's take a moment here to look at how it can be offered to oneself. I refer to it as the abundant gift because the capacity here is outrageous. For self-healing, of course, it can address those things we just looked at before, any types of concerns or imbalances. But it also can become a mindfulness or meditation practice, as well as a type of prayer or spiritual connection. Things that I don't often hear talked about in terms of benefits of Reiki self-healing are how it can support people in their sustainability to be in relationship to others by supporting the development of boundaries and appropriate energetic connection or protection. And it can also help support people who experience fatigue, depressed mood, or anxious feelings. You put it all together, and to me, it is an all-star self-care skill. It has the capacity of supporting so many personal needs if you're able to offer Reiki to yourself. It doesn't mean, however, that the only way to experience Reiki is by offering it to yourself. You can receive Reiki from somebody else through a Reiki session, for example. I teach Reiki sessions to have 4 steps, and this is how they go. The first step is like a check-in, where the practitioner and the recipient have a moment of talking where the recipient's able to express their interest or their intention. I think it's really beneficial, not critical, but deeply beneficial for there to be a shared awareness of the intent at the start of a session. After that, I work with clients in grounding and opening their ability to receive energy and Reiki. So we may do some seated work, we may do some standing work to support this. Next is the Reiki offering itself. And as you can imagine, this is generally the longest component of the session. You'll see here in this picture, there is a recipient lying on her back on a massage table. Most often, that's how I offer Reiki to people as well. Sometimes people will be lying on face down. Sometimes they may receive Reiki in a chair, on the ground, whatever. As noted, it's very helpful when the person's somehow in a receptive and resting position. Lastly, after the Reiki offering is a moment again for the consciousness of the practitioner and the recipient to join again. This can be very helpful. Both can share with each other what their experiences were like. And this can illuminate other awarenesses and insights for the recipient doing so. So that's an overview of what a healing session may be like. But now let's take a moment to look at who might be able to take advantage of receiving Reiki. Well, just about anyone and anything can. You'll see here people of all ages, all health conditions. People will offer Reiki to elements in nature, to the earth itself, to special items that they may turn to for power and support. They may charge their food with it. They may support their pets with it. They may address energetic or spiritual presences that they experience with it. So who is it for? Anyone who wants it. Similarly, anyone who wants to can also practice Reiki. Truly, regardless of age, religion, spirituality, or lack thereof, anyone can learn and practice Reiki for themselves and others. We were all born healers. Healing is our birthright, both to be healed and to heal others. Of course, we'll have our different ways of doing this, but it's something for us to wake up to in our lives every day, this birthright that we've been given. So I'd like to take a moment here to just recap our definition of Reiki as a simple and potent system of healing using universal life energy to strengthen and harmonize one's natural healing ability. Anything can receive it, and anyone can practice it. If you find that you may be interested in practicing Reiki and would like to learn more, check out the next video. There's a training overview, there's information on the ethics of Reiki, as well as on the history of Reiki. You can also email me or find more information on my website at wellnessbeyondwords.com, where there's further information on my services, trainings, and so forth. Regardless of all that, I wish you fantastic healing in your life, now and always, and deep wellness beyond words. Thank you.